Hi everyone, I'm Vafa and welcome back to the channel. If you are living outside of Canada and wondering, can I still buy a home in Toronto? This video is for you. There's been a lot of confusion lately with Canada's new housing law. So today I'm going to walk you through exactly who can buy real estate in Toronto right now, what the rules are, and what your options may be as an international buyer. Let's get into it and see if you can buy a house or not. What is the foreign buyer ban? So let's start with the big question. As of January 1st, 2023, the Canadian federal government introduced a law that prohibits most non-Canadians from buying residential property in Canada. This is known as the foreign buyer ban, and it's now been extended until the end of 2026. The goal of this law is to improve affordability and by reducing demand from foreign investors. So if you are not a Canadian citizen or permanent resident, and you're hoping to buy a home in Toronto, this law may apply to you. But there are some important exceptions, and that's where things get interesting. Let's get into it. Who can still buy? You may still be allowed to buy property if you meet one of these exceptions. Number one is if you hold a valid work permit. If you are holding a valid work permit, you must have worked in Canada for at least 183 days in the past year, and also you must intend to live in the property you buy. And number two, if you are an international student, you've been in Canada for at least 244 days over the past 5 years, and also there are limits. You can't spend than $500,000, and you can only buy one property if you are a student. Number three, if you are a refugee or protected person, you have to be approved under Canadian immigration law. Number four, if you are purchasing in exempt areas, some vacation towns and rural communities are excluded from the ban. Important note is here: tourist visa holders, foreign corporations, and short-term visitors are not allowed to buy. And let's go through financing and process. Let's talk about how the process works if you do qualify. Most international buyers will need to provide a minimum of 35% down payment. You have to show proof of income and assets, and also you have to open a Canadian bank account. And the most important part is you have to work with a Canadian mortgage broker who's familiar with international applications. If you are buying with cash, the process is easier, but you still need to provide proper documentation showing the source of funds. Also, make sure you get pre-approved early. Sellers in Toronto take offers more seriously when financing is in place. What about the taxes? Let's talk about taxes. If you are not a Canadian citizen or permanent resident, there are some additional costs you'll want to plan for. Number one is NRST, non-resident speculation tax. This is an extra 25% tax on the purchase price that you have to pay. Applies in the GTA and several surrounding regions. Even if you qualify to buy, you still may have to pay these unless you are exempt. And number two, you have to pay land transfer tax. You'll pay both a provincial and Toronto municipal tax. Expect thousands of dollars depending on the property value. And on top of that, you have to pay legal and closing costs. Budget around 1.5 to 2.5% of the purchase price for lawyers, title insurance, and registration fees. Always consult a real estate lawyer and accountant to understand your exact situation. As you saw, you had to pay a lot of taxes: land transfer tax and foreign buyer tax. So here is the bottom line. If you are a tourist or investor without a valid work or a study permit, you cannot buy residential property in Toronto right now. If you meet one of the exceptions, especially if you are working in Canada or study here, you may still be eligible. It's a tricky process, but totally doable with the right guidance. If you want help navigate it, reach out to me. I've worked with many international clients and can help you figure out what's possible based on your unique situation. If you found this helpful, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss next week's video where we'll explore Toronto's most popular neighborhoods and help you figure out where to live. Thanks for watching. I'm Vafa, and I'll see you in the next one.